Hey guys, I hope everybody is having a fantastic day, whether you're watching this in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening. Do a little tweaky on the screen, where it won't make any difference. Today I want to talk about larger knives, talking about my 5 top larger knives, and this is not one of them, but when I think of a larger knife, I want to think of a hard-working knife, a knife that I carry. I put it in my pocket. I actually carry it quite often. It gets pocket time, and it is what I would consider an overbuilt on the larger size of anything I carry. The Cold Steel AD10 is almost a great example of that, with one exception. The Cold Steel AD10 is just a little bit thick for me. I do have a deep carry clip on it. It does go in and out of pocket quite easily, but it's just not one that I carry as much as these other 4. And some of them are going to be smaller than this, and some of them might be a little bit bigger than this. But if you've seen me and you know my size, a large knife by my standards might not be a large knife by your standards. So this is in no particular order, but a knife I carry quite often that is very much a larger knife in my book, and an easy knife for me to carry, and that'll pretty much do any hard use task that I'm faced with, and do really elegantly any of the lighter EDC tasks that I do, from opening boxes to cutting stuff, you know, just my daily cuts. But this is the Medford Infraction. Medford Infraction in S35 or S45 I'm sorry, and it is a flipper deployment with titanium handles, and it is a very chunky knife, but the pocket clip works very well. Titanium clip goes in and out of pocket with ease. Carries like a much smaller knife than it really is, and gives you, again, more than a full 4-finger grip on the handle. Gives you a generous finger choil. Has about a 3.6-inch blade, I want to say. I'll have specs for these knives in the description. Maybe I will. And I do have a NAFCO ruler coming to my little channel that I ordered, so that I can lay it up here and show you guys how long stuff is. But just to get an idea on the size of the Medford Infraction, we'll do our regular comparisons against the Cold Steel Formax and the Civivi Baby Banter. So that is the Medford Infraction. It is one of my top 5 often carried hard use knife, made in the USA. And these are in no particular order, guys, but the next one is the Hinderer Flipperless Eclipse. Hinderer Flipperless Eclipse is, for me, more than a full-size knife. It's not as large as the XM24, but that knife's way too large for me. But this knife is every bit a full-size knife, every bit a hard-use work knife, every bit a knife that's elegant with the clip, with the titanium. It's one that I'm happy to have in my pocket, proud to have in my pocket, enjoy having it in my pocket, and carry it quite often. Will I need a knife with my daily task that's this hard use? Probably not, but it's good to know that I've got it when I need it. Plus, I love Hinderer knives, and I specifically love this particular Eclipse. So do a couple of quick size comparisons to the Hinderer Eclipse, Cold Steel Formax, Civivi Baby Banter, and you can see that the Eclipse is a full-size knife. Of course, it's going to be smaller than the Formax, but it gets the job done. I love it, and it more than fills my hand. Next, we will look at the TwoSun. Whoops, if I can get it to open. The TwoSun Vandal. The TwoSun Vandal is a monster of a knife. This is a 4.4-inch blade, full-size handle, that I mean, it dwarfs my hand. I could put two hands on there and almost hold it like a sword. But this is the TwoSun Vandal. Yes, it's a huge knife, but it's a button lock, so I find it very fidgety. I enjoy the knife. It's got a nice clip. It's got a lot of spring, a lot of tight retention, but it does go in and out of the pocket real easily. It's got this milled here that's not too grabby, but it gives you grip, but it's not too grabby into the pockets. And then it's got the carbon fiber. This is the M390 variant. Y'all might know it, but I love them knives. I forget the actual number, TS3 something. I'll have it in the description, but it is the Vandal. Great hard use knife, overbuilt knife, large knife that I carry quite often. Comparing it to the Cold Steel 4MAX, guys, it's almost the same size as the 4MAX. Civivi Baby Banter, why bother? Much bigger. But that is the TwoSun Vandal. And it is a fantastic in-hand, in-pocket, hard use, larger knife that I love. Moving on, we will look at the Maxace Sandstorm. This is not the fancy Sandstorm. This is the K110 D2 Sandstorm with G10. It's a monster of a knife, but it also has a very ergonomical, comfortable handle. I can choke up on this if I want to. From a fidget standpoint, it's a liner lock, but it drops like no other liner lock I have, and I'm sure that has a lot to do with the blade, but it also has to do with the action. So again, this knife could scare me if I was horizontal, or vertical, I guess I should say. But it is very fidgety, very large, very able, has not a deep carry clip, but a very comfortable clip, goes in and out of pocket quite easily, and it actually rides in the pocket pretty neutrally. I mean, you do know it's there, of course you do, because it weighs probably close to 7 ounces, probably more. I'm not good at judging that stuff. Again, check the specs. If I have the time to put all these in there, they will be in there. But let's take a look at how this compares to our 4MAX. So it's about the same size as the 4MAX, guys. Maybe a smidge bigger. But that's the Sandstorm, the Maxace Sandstorm K. Guys, this is a great value knife if you're looking for a larger knife and you're looking for a knife with action like that, that is very fidgety, very easy to deploy, has really overbuilt thumb studs. This knife goes for around $100, if I'm not mistaken, in D2. Maxace does some great stuff. And then finally, the TwoSun TS346, a knife that I carry more than I would like to admit. I love this knife. It's kind of a recent addition to the collection, but that's not why I carry it so much. I carry it so much because it goes in and out of my pocket like a dream. It takes up very little pocket space, even though it's a massive knife. Yeah, it weighs a good bit, but it does not feel overbearing in the pocket. I love to be able to slow roll it out if I'm at work and I need to use it to cut something, to get into a box. If I ever need to do any hard use work with this knife, I know it's more than able. It's D2. Yeah, a lot of people don't like D2, but I can tell you this guy is very slicey, and it would stab right through a car door if you needed it to. It's got almost a full back spacer. It's a night morning design. It fits my hand literally like a glove, and the choil, which is so understated but in just the right place, fits perfectly. The action on washers is dynamite. Again, I'm under a camera, guys, so it's hard for me to flick it. It's hard for me to get it to fall, but trust me when I say that it is a very, very fidgety, nice, larger knife. Again, another great value knife. After using Lefty's code, I want to say this knife came in somewhere around $89. Real quick size comparison. Almost as big as the 4 Max. Bigger than the Baby Banner. Yep. So guys, those are 4 overbuilt knives that I carry quite often, that I enjoy, that I really dig, that do spend time in my pocket. I don't just have them in my knife case. They probably wouldn't fit in my knife case. But that's just a good offering. And I don't even know if I'll be able to get them all on the screen. Because again, when you look at the Eclipse and you look at the Infraction, they don't seem as large of knives, but when you put them in your hand, you put them in your pocket, and you know you've got something substantial and something there. So guys, please look out for the guy or gal to your left. Please look out for the guy or gal to your right. Look out for each other. Know that y'all are all in a community together. Y'all all love knives. We don't always get along. We don't always have the same ideas. But it's always okay to call somebody, to talk it out, to DM it out. I always prefer talking over DMing. Debate it if you have to, but just don't hate. Life's too short, guys. I love you all. Appreciate you stopping by the channel. Hope you subscribe. Peace.